Hello little tootsies and welcome to this 4 a.m. overly sentimental and emotional video. There's no real reason why I'm actually making this video. I don't have too much to talk about. I'm mainly just sitting here right now. I can't sleep, I couldn't sleep. And I felt that I started to rant a little bit in my head. I do that a lot. I do have a lot of thoughts all the time, and not a lot of thoughts in the way of, oh, I'm so much more thoughtful and smart and I think so much more than everyone else. Nothing like that, but more I do tend to go on sort of long kind of rants in my head about stuff, and a few of those times I have either planned on making a video about that topic before I start thinking about it, or alternatively I feel like I do want to make a video when I actually start thinking about it, but when I'm done with thinking about it, then it's kind of gone from my head, and I really feel like I won't be able to capture that kind of same essence as I did when I was thinking about it, compared to putting it down in actual words and in a video, which would kind of feel forced in a way, since I feel like I have already thought about it and discussed it a little bit beforehand. So I'm doing this right now because I've been sitting here for a few minutes wondering if I'm actually gonna do this, but I just thought, that I just wanted to do it just because in case I do make something that I think has any value, I don't want to have that opportunity missed. There's gonna be a few of you, I don't know how many, that don't know who I am. Most people that watch my stuff already know who I am and stuff, but it's not really a thing where that should matter all that too much. My biggest reasoning behind just documenting this and putting this down and maybe uploading it is just to try to reach out to someone who might find some value in this, and I don't know, find some help or understanding and stuff like that with themselves from it. That's kind of all I want, because I'm not doing this really for myself, and I'm not really doing it for someone else, for a specific person that is. And I don't know, I'm just sitting here. Like I said, it's 4 a.m. and it's kind of something I think I'm trying to make something that I would be able to watch or want to watch right now on YouTube or whatever. It is really difficult for me to get my thoughts together for a few reasons. Mainly I'm extremely tired. I won't be able to sleep this night. I'll talk a little bit about that soon, but I don't know, I just wanted to touch on the whole mental health subject and stuff, because it is something that is very, very close to me, and I guess a negative way. We all deal with mental health, no matter who you are, genuinely, no matter who you are dealing with mental health stuff. A lot of people can, live the best life, the happiest lives ever, not really ever struggling with mental health, but it's still there. And no matter how good of a life you'll have, you will still have your, ups and downs, because, mental health is basically just your brain and your feelings, and everyone has those. Everyone has the feelings, and even people with personality disorders that can cancel out practically all of your feelings are still dealing with mental health, because because those personality disorders are, also part of mental health. I do not want to dive into my personal stuff with my history with my mental health problems. There has been a lot, and there still is, and I'm dealing with shit, from day to day, especially now when I'm getting into my kind of young adult phase. I'm turning 20 this year. It's a little bit scary. Not necessarily just because I feel like I will still deal with heavy mental health problems by the time I might be in practically my whole life, I guess. But I always had this feeling that I might be able to be at a good place at around maybe my late 20s and stuff like that. But I'm starting to realize that won't happen. And I'm also dealing with some kind of heavy stuff that I've never really felt before, because I've never really had the opportunity to miss out on something before, feeling like I have missed out on something in my life. Because like I said, I'm basically still a kid. But now that I'm Now when I'm phasing into this kind of, like I said, young adult things, I'm really feeling that I've missed out on so much in my life just throughout my teens and my late teens and stuff like that. Shit that I thought that I always would, experience or have by my side, and all of that I'm kind of realizing and trying to figure out that it's a bunch of stuff that will never happen, that can not happen anymore, kind of once in a lifetime type of things. And stuff that I feel like would just be good for me. It's not just random shitty, just random opportunities to do stuff. It's just everything, and I feel like I won't be able to capture that, and I quite frankly can't. I don't really know how to feel about it. Since I started having a lot of mental health problems, I usually say when I'm 11 or 12 years old, because that's when I first got diagnosed with my first depression and anxiety and stuff. So that's kind of the starting point I use. And I've dealt with a lot of shit since then. I have just realized that the best thing for me, and probably for anyone else, is to just live for yourself and just live on your own accord, kind of trying to do good decisions in the moment, in a way where I do decisions that make me feel like good and happy in the moment, that I won't regret in the future and stuff like that, where I'm actually, trying to do everything to make sure that I do a good decision, I guess. And I mean, a good decision, I guess, can be anything, but mainly just the good decisions I'm talking about is decisions that positively affect me mentally, or at least keeps it from going down. And yeah, it's nothing that I really regret, which is why I'm kind of on the fence right now. Because I don't know if I will regret it soon in the future. I am extremely behind in life, which is probably the heaviest stuff for me in general. Everyone around me, I feel like I am behind just in general in life. And it's both literally and figuratively and literally. I'm a few years behind in school compared to people my age. But also, when I finish 12th grade now in December, I will still not be able to start trying to study start university studies or things like that if I would want to. And I don't really think that I would be able to anyways, just because of how I am. But also I feel like because of my limitations and stuff like that, and how I just feel, I don't want to sound corny and cheesy, but just how I feel like I don't fit into how really society, such a cringe word, just how the world, I guess, works. It's just nothing that really works with me, and there's nothing I can do about it either. Very that, like, a lot of shit like that, which just makes me really fucking pissed off when people, just say, just try, it's not that hard, I can do it, this person can do it, why can't you? It's just so empty shit. And the same goes for, like, when people say stuff like, oh, just try to be positive, just try to move on, try to see everything from a good perspective, and just shit like that. It doesn't work. It's just so odd to me that people kind of shut down stuff like that in a way, I guess. You're being devalued for having struggles and having your feelings. And some struggles are way more limiting than other struggles, but that stuff doesn't mean anything. I think that's one of the most important stuff for people to understand. Like, yeah, it could always be worse, but it definitely could also be a lot better. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare other people to yourself. You won't be able to move on and work with yourself and your struggles if your mindset is that it could probably be worse for you. You have to actually acknowledge that you are struggling, no matter what it is. Like, it could be something that is seemingly a lot more minor and a lot less inconvenient than other stuff. But if it affects you in a negative way, if it affects your life in a negative way, then it doesn't matter what it is, because it's something that can actually ruin stuff for you, and maybe is ruining stuff for you. And trying to devalue your feelings and your experiences and struggles and stuff is not the way to go. And if you are around people who are trying to do that, who are trying to devalue your feelings or kind of steer away from it, you need to get away from those people. It's basically just gaslighting. You can't have anyone say that your struggles are like wrong or faulty based on anything, really. And that's something that like I deal with a lot as well. I am trying to like kind of accept my situation and stuff, but I mean, for me it does feel shitty to kind of be such a burden on myself and other people around me. I really do have, or well, I guess I had the means to be able to live like a good and healthy life, with a lot of just privileges around me and where I live and stuff like that. And it does feel, kind of shitty to walk around and see everyone around you that's in your same spot. Seeing my siblings, for example, that are in the same spot as me, having their own way of life and like really never seeming to struggle with anything, really. It's easy to connect that to looking down on yourself, and I definitely have, and I do. It doesn't feel very good. Be that person. Could have been so much more, and maybe should have been so much more, and just, I don't know, just feeling like it's too late. Stuff being too late, and it being too late and stuff is obviously relative, because realistically nothing is really too late, but some stuff definitely is too late. Like I said, I've missed so much stuff that I would have wanted from my life at this point, and not stuff like having graduated from high school and stuff like that, but more personal and like sentimental things and relations with other people and these experiences. And it is never too late. I think that's something that's important to remember and to understand, and especially kind of in the reverse way as well, that nothing will be forever. A lot in the negative way, but mostly in a positive way. Just these negative feelings, they will not stay no matter what you do, really. And a lot of people say that it's also up to you to make sure that it doesn't, and sure, there is a lot of stuff that you can try to do to make sure that you don't ruin for yourself in the future, but that is mostly related to bad habits and like bad addictions to different drugs and stuff like that. Just coping mechanisms, really. Toxic and negative coping mechanisms is what you kind of have to control before it gets too bad. But if you're able to deal with that, then you just need to know that it will be better, it will get better. It's really different for everyone, of course. Something that is difficult for people who don't really know or deal with mental health problems. When someone says that it's different for everyone, it's not a kind of thing where you kind of have like, I don't know, 6 groups of people, everyone in each group have whatever a different path and stuff, it literally means that it is impossible for one of the same like processes and one of the same story to happen to anyone. It is different for literally everyone, and of course it will not feel like you're gonna end up in a positive way. I mean, I don't feel that either. That is the kind of difficult part, getting past. But the best tip that I can give for everyone, is to just kind of stick with it. Especially if you are around my age or younger, just sticking to kind of the general school and education plan is the best thing you can do if you are able to actually like attend school and stuff, which is something that is also something really difficult for a lot of people, including me. I just wonder a lot of the time what I could have been by now if I actually didn't have these struggles, especially with my whole school stuff. But I don't know, I'm just gonna keep on going for now, and there is no real telling what I will feel like, what will happen in half a year when my school stuff is generally over. I usually am not too negative and pessimistic. I can't really cover myself with those thoughts because whenever I think about it, I just become extremely anxious, and I don't know, I just get really fucked up mentally, so I can't think of that stuff. But I don't know, I can't really see too much stuff going well for me, I guess. But at the same time, I don't think about that too much. The most important thing is just to keep going, and not in a sense to just, you know, like try to throw away everything, throw away your troubles. Let's just keep going. It's literally just, it's more about kind of surviving, being able to live every single day, but also being able to see that you're going to be able to get through day tomorrow. And as long as you've got that, you have a really steady ground to kind of be able to find peace at your own pace, I guess. I don't want to talk about my personal experiences really, and I won't right now. I don't know if I will in the future. I don't know, it just feels, it's not interesting for me to talk about my personal experiences, even though it might be good for some people, because one of the best things to be able to, you know, carry on and move on is relatability and stuff. But I have been through some kind of horrible and heavy stuff that some of it is pretty private and something I wouldn't want to talk about in the stage right now. You know, just a bunch of trauma, a bunch of, I don't know, just horrible shit. You can like imagine and think for yourself what horrible shit I might have gone through, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I've gone through. It doesn't matter what you've gone through, no matter how heavy or light you might see on it as. You will be able to get on with it and move past it, and, you know, get better. It is not easy. It's not easy for anyone. It shouldn't be. And the hard thing is definitely just feeling disconnected from everyone and everything, because like I said, everyone's experience is unique, but that also is kind of a bad thing, because you will never feel like someone can fully understand you, which is kind of true. But being able to deal with yourself and your mental health, a lot of it lies being able to connect and be able to handle and live with yourself. Like, I'm not a therapist or anything, and there definitely is a lot, and I can just speak from experience, but also talking about it can make me feel better, because I am able to like rant out about what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling. So please do, if you want to, if you have anything to say, you're free to join my Discord server. If you want to, you can find it in the description, or just leave a comment about it. Don't give me any sympathy stuff though. I know you're all out there, people who maybe know just because I'm depressing and emotional in this video. You can just leave it alone. You don't have to say anything. I don't like when people kind of acknowledge that I feel shit, because I do, and I do it every single day. I don't do stuff because I don't feel like it. I don't do stuff because I physically can't. Just because I have to go to kind of last resorts to be able to live with myself every day and be able to live in my life. I do feel way more shit way more frequently than people think. It's not, you know, it's not something that is, it's not consistent, and it's not something that just happens. It comes and goes every single day. The majority of the days and the majority of time during the days I do struggle with some mental health shit no matter what I do. It's just how I work. But yeah, I'm not looking for like sympathetic comments and for people to whatever react to it. I mostly just want to talk out. But also, like I said earlier, I wanted to actually find someone who might need it. Some of you may know that I do stream sometimes. I did used to stream super consistently. And something that I think about a lot is something I heard once, which was you are someone's favorite streamer, which has helped me sometimes to actually get around to streaming, because thoughts like that do really help, and that's kind of why this video, because if it reaches someone, if someone is able to like find something in this, no matter what, how like big or small it may be, if it is affecting someone in a, you know, good way, or at least not in a negative way, that is all I want from it. I don't know if I'm gonna make shit like this in the future. I do enjoy the thought of talking about, you know, more serious stuff. I do tend to have, you know, this kind of persona. It's not a persona. I just tend to, like, when I do stream and do videos and stuff, I just act like a dumbass. And I'm just weird and overhyped. That is not me, like, masking myself and being shit like, oh, I feel the shit all the time, so when I do videos or stream, then I have to act like this way, because whatever. It's not about that. It's just, like, both this and the normal self I am in the videos and streams. Like I said, it's just how I am. It's not me masking something. It's not me being something else trying to cope or project or anything. It's just like who I am and how I am, and I think that's important to embrace. And something of who I am is something that I am a bit of is just someone who kind of does like to talk about more deep shit, and especially psychological stuff. Not always about myself, but sometimes I do. Whatever. I mean, I digress. I'm just sitting here ranting right now. I don't even know what to say anymore. It's the same feeling I feel sometimes when I'm sitting in a call with friends and I want to leave. I don't want to be there. But I don't know how to just leave. I don't know how to go. I don't know what to say. Which is just what I feel like right now. I really don't know how to end this. I just feel like I've just done a video where I'm just talking about random stuff that is incoherent and just random, with the thought of maybe that one person out there that might actually find something from it, and whatever. I'm still going to upload it. I hope you do find something in you. I hope you find a way to be able to deal with your day-to-day life. Like I said, welcome everyone to join my Discord server if you want to talk about shit. Just, you know, same comment section. I don't know, I'm just starting to second guess this whole stuff and what I've done and what I've said right now, so I'm gonna just end it right here and try to kind of get it up. Uploaded quickly. I didn't talk about my sleep stuff that much. I have insomnia and I have had for, you know, a lot of years. I have work in the morning, so what I could have done is either fallen asleep, like maybe right about now, and woken up at around like 1 PM, tried to work around there, which would be annoying because the shop I'm working at would be open by that time, and usually I do work before we're actually open, and then kind of ruin the sleep schedule for my whole week. Or alternatively, I could have stayed up until, you know, I think 8 AM I'm going to work, 3.5 hours. I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna work, and then I'm gonna go home, and then I'm gonna sleep almost all day for maybe 4 or 5 hours. Kind of ruin my whole mental health for tomorrow, because of sleep issues really fuck with my brain. But then try to sleep, and then I'm gonna try to sleep just on the night, during the night. And I hope I can kind of fix my sleep schedule off of that. If you're a person who feel like you might need this type of stuff, this type of more content, please tell me so, because I will definitely not lean toward making more of shit like this unless I actually know that it is something that people kind of wants to see or hear or watch or whatever, and that's not my insecurity speaking. Like, oh, I'm not gonna upload it unless you tell me to. It's like, genuinely, I'm not gonna find this mind state a lot of the time to do this stuff. So, you know, if you feel like it, you can say something. If you are like one of my friends and you've watched this, don't feel any feeling toward like commenting stuff like, oh, I'm always here for you if you want to talk. Like, I know that stuff. I'm not putting this video up as a cry for help. I know the people I have around me and I know where they are, so you don't have to worry about like giving me some shit like that. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoy everything about everything. Drink water, because without water I would not be able to, I don't fucking know, live.